So I'm delighted to have our guest here today. Could you introduce yourself and where you're from?
Hi, I'm Maya Jane and I'm from Inverclyde.
That's great, Maya. So you're a young musician going through the hardest period for creatives in recent memory. How does it feel as a musician to slowly but surely be coming out of this?
It feels quite good. It's good to be back, but at the same time, there is kind of like that hesitancy as to whether gigs will come back or if they'll get cancelled again. So it's a bit weird, but it's good like to see things that are finally moving up and down the country and stuff. Like it's a good feeling.
Do you feel quite nervous at the thought of playing live music again? How is it sitting with you?
Well, to be honest, yeah, I haven't played in like well over a year. So I think the first few gigs might be a bit bumpy, and as well, like my song, I haven't ever played that live, so it'll be a bit strange playing that for the first time, like months after it came out, but it'll be good.
And on the thought of live music returning, do you feel as if that it will be a completely different experience to doing the live streams online and stuff like that?
Definitely, like the live streams online were something I found quite weird, like staring at yourself playing music, knowing that people were watching you but you couldn't see them. It was a bit strange, so I'm excited to get back and to see like familiar faces and like see the crowd jumping and stuff instead of just staring at myself looking at my phone. So yeah.
And I think that the live streams as well became like an almost like a norm, because I remember when the first lockdown started, almost every musician was doing like a live stream of them playing in their house, and it was just like, this is what reality is now. So it's almost feels kind of unreal being able to process the thought of playing gigs again, you know?
I know, like, I don't know, I never really liked the live streams. Like, obviously, the live streams kick-started my career, but I never really liked them. It wasn't the same. Like, I don't know, you didn't get that same atmosphere of, like, adrenaline when you were playing. It was more nerves in case, like, you messed up and it was online forever. So, yeah, I'm glad that gigs will come back, and I'm glad that they're different, you know.
And I think a lot of things as well with musicians that people kind of expect them to just get on with doing live gigs and that, but it is quite nerve wracking. Like doing it on a stream is harder for people than doing it in an audience, because people can hide behind personalities. I think as a musician as well, when you're playing a gig in front of an audience, you can hide behind a persona, but I feel as if it's a lot more your bare face in front of everyone, and you can't really hide behind the camera at that point. It's just you in your room.
I know, and as well, like, my fear was always, like, if something went horribly wrong and then it could go viral, whereas at a gig, if something goes horribly wrong, only really the people there will have noticed, and, you know, that'll be that. So that was kind of my fear, that in case I went viral for the wrong reasons.
Aye.
But nothing particularly bad happened, so I was okay.
And I think with like a lot of people that say like they get nervous in terms of like doing the wrong thing or whatnot, sometimes that can play to a positive though, because you can as a musician you can be quite quirky, so to speak, you know what I mean? And sometimes they think that they're doing the wrong thing by expressing their quirkiness, but basically that's the reason that people like them in the first place, is their own kind of unique way about going about their business and selling their music and promoting it, because that's the reason that people enjoy you in the first place, you know what I mean? Because they're catching on to something that isn't, let's say, normal.
Yeah.
You know, and when you can just express and be yourself and not kind of follow like you're almost getting interrogated with every release you're doing, just be yourself and enjoy it. I think people can see that, you know what I mean? The people that matter anyway.
Yeah, definitely, like, I think I'm quite, the way I am on camera is the way I am in person, but definitely, like, when I'm performing, there is a bit more swagger and a bit more, like, cheek, I suppose. Like, I don't know, I'm a bit more cheeky chappy when I'm on stage, but yeah, like, people want to see you for you, not just your music. I think that's really important, that people see who you are, and you're not just a name who sings a few songs. But, you know, that's important to me, to let people know the real me, and not just whatever I'm playing.
And I think stuff like this is like a good way of expressing that to people as well, because a lot of time when you hear a musician single or their music or their artwork, sometimes you can get a certain opinion on them, and then when you see them in like an interview or just a real life discussion, you're like, oh, I didn't expect them to be so down to earth, I didn't expect them to be like that, you know. So it's good to kind of have a balance between your creative side and your real personality, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So your single Every Day Is the Same released last year to an amazing reception. Do you have plans to follow up with more tracks?
I do, yeah. Things have been really slow because of like the lockdown, so haven't, you know, got a band together at the moment, so I haven't really rehearsed anything, but as soon as that's in the works, I'm planning on getting a few more things recorded sooner rather than later, hopefully, so it'll be good, I'm excited.
Aye. Another thing with releasing music as well is I think people at the beginning of the lockdown was like, no, I'll just wait now until we're a wee bit later on and then I'll release my tracks. But because I've been in this period now for like 12, 13, 14 months, people are like, I may as well just release it, you know what I mean? So it's so weird for a lot of musicians right now deciding when's the best time to release it. Release a track, release whatever it is they're doing.
Well, for me it'd be hard getting recorded. Like I was lucky that when I recorded that in August or September, we were just out of a lockdown, about to go into a new one, so there was a period of time where I could actually get in the studio and, you know, I could be with people without it, like, going against the rules. But recently it's just been, like, lockdown, rules. So, like, I haven't even had a chance to get with any other people to have a jam, even just to see where my songs are at, never mind recording them. So it's good that times are kind of changing, but we'll see, you know.
Aye, so how has the songwriting process been for you recently, Maya? The songs come naturally for you, or do you have to spend a bit more time creating them?
It's really weird. I go through like months at a time where I just can't write, complete writer's block, and then one day I'll just be like, oh, I'm going to write a song. So like with Every Day's the Same, that was the only one that was unique that I kind of put my mind to it and said, right, I'm going to write this. It took me about, I don't know how many weeks to really get it right. But like other ones I've written in like a day, other ones that have taken a bit longer, but I find it quite hard. Like, I can't just sit down and decide one day I'm going to write a song, apart from Every Day's the Same. So things just sometimes come to me, but it can be like months at a time until that does happen. So yeah, it's I don't know, I'm a songwriter, but it doesn't come naturally to me, I suppose.
So can you like do bits and bits of a song at like months apart?
Yeah, so I can write like a melody on my guitar and record it, and then months later think, oh, that would sound good for these lyrics, or like I'll just be thinking about a rhyme and then I'll think, oh, that sounds good, write it down, and then it will just come together. So yeah.
So do you have any plans this year with Music Maya that you'd like to achieve?
I don't know, like I just want to get back out there. Like as I said earlier, I haven't played in over like a year, so probably a bit rusty. So I think my goal is just to try and play as many gigs as I can, record a few more songs, probably write some stuff, and then maybe play some bigger gigs like up in the cities, Glasgow, Edinburgh and that sort of thing. But we shall see what happens.
And that's great, and obviously you're going to be doing the Winterfest Festival later in the year. Are you excited about that?
I am actually, because like there's going to be loads of people that I know there and loads of people that I don't. So it'll be kind of like a social event as well for me, like getting to know other artists and seeing them perform. But really, like, I'm excited for everything. Like, I'm excited to even just start busking in the summer and like things like that. So yeah, it's far in the future, but I'm excited.
And I think we going back to this routine as well is something that it will feel really probably uncomfortable for you at first, but I think once gigs start coming again for you, you'll start to get in the routine of it. But right now it just must feel quite out of this world, the idea of playing in front of people, you know?
No, like, I've never really played with a band before, but obviously I recorded Every Day's the Same with a few of my pals. So playing with them is going to be a bit surreal because I'm used to just playing solo. So it'll be a new experience, but I'm excited, like, just seeing my pals' faces cheering me on at the front, it's going to be great, but it will be quite daunting, a bit nerve-wracking as well.
Brilliant. Well, it's been great having you on, Maya. How can we find you online?
You can find me on my social medias at Maya Jane Music on Facebook and Instagram.
Right, thanks for coming on, Maya.
No worries, thanks.
Cheers.